The MCU Phase 4 is finally revealed. Avengers Endgame surpasses Avatar to become the highest grossing movie of all time, and not one but two Halloween sequels are announced. That and much more coming up. Hello ladies and gentlemen and movie lovers of all kind, and welcome to the very first Wednesday Weekly News. I am your host, Brett Murphy. Before we start this week off, be sure to hit that subscribe button and click that little bell icon. That way you can be notified about all of our latest uploads. Now, let's get right into it. First up on the agenda this week is going to be the trailers. And we are kicking things off with the first trailer to the Kingsman prequel, The King's Man. Next, Rob Zombie debuted the first trailer for Three from Hell, his sequel to The Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. After that is the second Red Band trailer for the Seth Rogen-produced Good Boys. Next, Pennywise served up the final sample before the main course in September with the It Chapter 2 final trailer. Kevin Smith's passion project, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, finally debuted its first trailer. Coming in after that is the second trailer for the Brad Pitt starring space thriller Ad Astra. Second to last for this week, and to the delight of Comic-Con goers, Tom Cruise surprised everyone by appearing at Hall H and debuting the first trailer for Top Gun Maverick. And lastly is a trailer that shocked and horrified audiences everywhere. And considering it's not a horror movie, it's probably not the reaction that the filmmakers were looking for. And that is the debut trailer for the live-action Cats. Next up, folks, is our confirmed news for this week. Of course, the big one for this week is the fact that Marvel Studios finally revealed what Phase 4 of the MCU looks like, showing us all of their upcoming movies and the multiple Disney Plus series which tie into the cinematic universe. On top of that, they confirmed other projects, but didn't give us a release date. Those being Captain Marvel 2, Black Panther 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, The Fantastic Four, and although he didn't name them by name, he did say that mutants are at play. And to top all of that off, they had two-time Academy Award winner Mahershala Ali walk out on stage and reveal that he will be starring as Blade in the Marvel Cinematic Universe reboot. Next up, and to comic book lovers' relief everywhere, Avengers Endgame has finally and officially passed James Cameron's Avatar to become the highest grossing movie of all time. Although that is globally, and I am sad to say that it has not beaten Star Wars The Force Awakens domestically, it's about 100 million short. But nevertheless, comic book fans everywhere are rejoicing. Next up is rumored news that was finally confirmed, and that is that there is not one, but two Halloween sequels in the works. Halloween Kills will debut on October 16th of 2020, followed up by Halloween Ends on October 15th of 2021. And yes, those are the real names. For those of you like myself who loved Halloween 2018, I am happy to report that the cast and the crew from Halloween 2018 will be returning. After that, Damien Chazelle's next project was officially revealed, being titled Babylon and starring Emma Stone. It's said to be set in the 20s, and to follow the film industry's transition from black and white silent pictures to movies with sound. Coming in after that is huge news for myself, being a major Terminator fan, and that is that Edward Furlong will be returning as John Connor in Terminator Dark Fate, which I think is news that we all needed to hear because after seeing the first trailer, it's safe to say that almost no one was impressed. Coming in next is the confirmed news that Taika Waititi will be returning to write and direct Thor 4, which we now know is officially confirmed, Thor: Love and Thunder. Two films this week were confirmed to be starting production, those being A Quiet Place 2 and The Invisible Man, and both sets of news were confirmed on Twitter by the respective directors, Leigh Whannell and John Krasinski. After that, there has been a huge move on production for Baz Luhrmann's Elvis Presley biopic, as they have finally found their star in Austin Butler. News finally broke that The Walking Dead movies will not be made for TV movies and not be premiering on AMC. Instead, they will be distributed to theaters by Universal, which I think is a major push by The Walking Dead crew and AMC to get fans back into this franchise. And lastly, for this week's confirmed news is the upcoming slate for DC's animated films. And they announced 3 movies, those 3 being Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War, and 2 Superman movies, those being Superman Red Son and Superman Man of Tomorrow. Next up, folks, we will be looking at the rumored news for this week, and oddly enough, there wasn't really a whole lot going on in the rumor mill. But despite there not being a ton of news in the rumor mill this week, there was some pretty big news. The first one being the rumor that Lashana Lynch will be introduced as the next 007 in Bond 25. This will be huge if it ends up being true, because not only will we have our first female 007, but our first female and African American 007. Brad Pitt is rumored to be joining Emma Stone in Damien Chazelle's Babylon, and that Disney is eyeing Harry Styles and Javier Bardem to play both Prince Eric and King Triton in the upcoming Little Mermaid remake. For our next section, we will be looking at the reactions to the latest movies. And really, the only big one that came out this week is Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King. From the Rotten Tomatoes critics, it scored a mediocre and rotten 54%. But oddly enough, from the Rotten Tomatoes audience score, it has a whopping 89%. Switching over to IMDb, the audience score gives us a 7.1, and from Metacritic, it has a once again middling 55. But the cinema score ended up being super positive, and they gave it an A. And now our last category for today, and that is the box office results for this last weekend. Coming in at first place, and to no one's surprise, is Disney's live-action remake of The Lion King, which debuted with a massive $185 million domestically, being the second highest domestically of 2019 and the 9th highest domestically of all time, and with an even bigger $433 million globally. Coming in at the number 2 spot for this weekend is Spider-Man Far From Home, which made a nice $21 million. Followed up by the 3rd place, Toy Story 4, which made another nice and solid $14.6 million. 4th place and down 50%, which makes me sad because I really dug this movie, is Crawl, with a small but still nice and giving it a top 5 spot, $6 million. And rounding out our top 5 for this weekend is Yesterday, which made another $5.1 million to add to its box office haul. So that's it for this week's news. Be sure to check my social media pages for more immediate news on all things movies. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at BamTubeTV. If I missed anything, be sure to leave it in the comments section and let us all know. And while you're down there, be sure to tell me, what do you think was the most shocking and surprising news of this week? As always, thank you so much for watching, and that's a wrap.